what time it is.
How it all works.
Come on.
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 Welcome to How It All Works, where we help you use live streaming to grow and engage your audience, funnel clients to your business, and establish yourself as a thought leader. We believe your live stream is your digital storefront because there's no better way to share your superpowers with the world than to let people experience it live. I'm Kirk Nugent, the Geek Speaker Preacher, and I help small businesses, faith-based entities, and entrepreneurs simplify live video mechanics so they can shine a floodlight on their brand. We do this through how-to videos released once a week on Sundays, live video strategy, ebooks, masterclasses, coaching, one-on-one sessions, and courses. I'm a self-professed Jesus geek, former IT executive and missionary, and longtime broadcast engineer turned content creator and live video coach. And I'm passionate, extremely passionate about seeing people just like you achieve their live video goals. We invite you to join the How It All Works family by hitting that subscribe button right now. For updates, discounts, and giveaways, you're gonna wanna join our mailing list at kirkarnugent.com/sign up. Listen, live video is a golden opportunity for your business, your side hustle, or your passion project. Subscribe today and let's figure out how it all works. What's good? What's good? You know, last week when I was ending out the show, it switched to the main camera. So I was looking at this camera while this camera was on, and it messed me up. So I was like, let me just kind of verify. I checked it before, but for some reason I was like, let me just, you know, as they say, pinch twice to make sure. But what's good, family? It is so good to see all of you guys in the comments chatting it up. Tawana, Monty with the super chat right out the gate, like nothing was said. We got the super chat. Monty, you doing your good work today. We appreciate you, Doc. And we're definitely talking about some really fun stuff with Amazon Live, and that's why I know Monty's here, because Monty's a guru. Definitely one of the people that I look up to in this space. What's good, folks? What's good? What's good? All of the people that are chatting with us, hanging with us right now, we want to make sure you guys are able to let us know in the comments where you're watching from. And while you're doing that, we're going to go ahead and get into some announcements. And listen, if you are a sponsor, I want you to know right now that if you're a sponsor, you could be on this section of the show, right? Sponsors. We're looking for sponsors for 2012, Lord help me. We're looking for sponsors for 2022. And we want to make sure we get you guys, whoever, if you have a business, all those things. We got a little clip that we'll play a little later in the show to talk about sponsorships. But man, listen, as you guys all know, StreamYard has just been rolling out all the stuff, all the things, man. Look, listen to what I says. We're in the presence of greatness. Learn and do. Learn and do. Yes, I love that, Tawana. But yeah, StreamYard has been rolling out all kinds of features. I mean, so the latest two videos on the channel, you see them on the screen. One of them is StreamYard plus Stream Deck, finally. And then the next one is latest feature update, which is the virtual background, which has been overhauled. But I just recorded another one today for another feature that they just released this past Sunday, which is pinned or starred comments. So look for that video coming on the channel in just a day or two. Just working on getting it edited, and then I'll post that thing, because listen, as they drop the feature, I'm trying to get the videos done. Okay, I'm trying to be good about this thing. Man, we will be going live every day this week to talk about the masterclass, to talk about the remote production masterclass. I'm not going to say a whole lot here. We were live today at noon. We got a couple people to sign up, and there's only, I think I checked, it was like 13 seats left. We sent out an email this afternoon as well, just to kind of let people know, you know, it's happening. And if you want to get your seat, you're going to want to be in there ASAP, right? So definitely check out the masterclass, kirkarnugent.com/masterclass. We're going to be looking at remote production. And this is anybody who has these skill sets of live streaming and you want to take it on the road to offer these as a service to clients, to friends, to colleagues. There's a process that you want to go through. We want to show you that process. Of course, we want to make sure there's two other little pictures on the picture there, right? One is the book, 31 Live Streaming Tips to Grow and Engage Your Audience. It is now on Amazon. Thank you for all the congratulations. Everybody has been messaging. Thank you so much for your support. The book is on Amazon. Please, if you have not purchased it, go ahead and grab it. If you have purchased it, go ahead and leave a review. David, I don't know if you have that link, but if you could drop it in the comments, we will do that. We'll make sure that link gets pinned, and we'll go through and get that thing situated. Listen, on the shop page, we got a little video for this one as well, the merch page. These shirts, look, I'm wearing one. I'm wondering, did RK3 got his shirt? I'll have to ask him when we get him in the show, because he should have gotten his shirt. He should have gotten his shirt. I hope he got his shirt. So I'll back channel with him a little bit and see if he got his shirt. I hope he did. But yeah, we send out these shirts. We send out these shirts to all of our guests, and that shirt that we send out to our guests is the bonus thing that you will get if you buy something from our shop page. So every month there is a bonus. every month there's a bonus shirt. This was last month's bonus shirt. This month's bonus shirt, I believe, is the shirt that Derek Floyd had on last week. So I'm not going to say what it is. You're going to have to go back and look if you want it, but that's the shirt. That's the throw in for this month. And we have other stuff coming in the other months as well. So definitely keep it locked, keep it locked, keep it locked. So excited to have 3 of my good friends, 3 colleagues, 3 people that I look up to as my guests for the month of December. RK3 kicking it off strong. Pierre Quinn. We're going to be talking about LinkedIn Live, but we're also going to be talking about how he uses live streaming as a executive business coach. Executive leadership coach is the term I'm really looking for. And then, of course, Kimon Hines, man, Ideas to Life. I just love the name of his business. Excited to have all 3 of these giants on the show this month. And then, of course, I want to make sure you guys are still aware of what we're going to be embarking on in the month of January. It's going to be a solo series, How It All Works live, right? Not Convos and Collabs, because it's just going to be me. How It All Works live. And we're going to be going through live video strategy, right? All of the different things that you see on the screen right there, right now, we will be going through them. I want to make it a little bit bigger so that you can see that. No show on the 3rd of January, right? But on the 10th, 17th, 24th, 31st, we'll go a 4-part series of live video strategy. So defining the brand, building community, automate, scale, monetize, organic partnerships, and sponsorships. Definitely want to make sure that we are chatting it up with you guys and want to make sure that you guys are locked in for that series. But today, we have my good friend, a colleague, somebody that I absolutely look up to, Robert Kennedy III. We have David Kennedy III in the comments. So we have, this is amazing. But RK3 is going to be on the show today. And I love this quote that I stole from his Instagram. It is by Simon Sinek, and it is dream big, start small, but most of all, start. Most of all, start. As we get into the show today, we're just about to put up our intro video, and I'm going to bring our featured guest on screen, which is Robert Kennedy. And I want to make sure you catch this thing. In 20 years or so, some kid who is not even born yet is going to say to you, hey, uncle, hey, auntie, hey, grandpa, what did you do? What were you doing in 2021 going into 2022 when the world changed? How did you take advantage of that time frame? How did you take advantage of that space? Simon Sinek is saying, dream big, start small, but most of all, start. I want to be able to say to that child, to that nephew, to that grandson, whoever, I started. That's what I want to be able to say. And if that's you, you're in the right place today, because we're going to be talking about something a little bit new, and I'm excited to get into it right now. Yes, 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 yes. Robert Kennedy III. What? I love it. I love it. Yes, sir. I love it. I love it. Man came in with his theme music, man. I love it. Hey, what's good, man? How are you? Hey man, we just
I'm fantastic, brother. I cannot
complain.
complain.
Good. We got you back.
Yeah. Okay. Can you hear me? I don't know what's up.
No, I'm hearing you, but maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm hearing I don't know. I feel like I'm hearing a delay. But either way, man, I'm excited. Idiot Box TV says, love the theme music. I'm excited to have you on the show, brother. Yeah. This has been a long time coming. We have Listen, for those that do not know, RK3 is not new to How It All Works. He has been here before. In fact, I want to say you've been on twice, right?
This would be, I think, the second time. I think we did one like early.
Was a podcast episode, right?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. Like early on. It may have been somewhere between 3 and 10. I don't remember. But it
Yeah, it was
really
it
early.
was like season 1 or something
Yeah,
way back. But
yeah,
yeah, he has been on the show before, and so we're excited to have him back. But for the benefit of those who are not aware of the greatness that is Robert Kennedy III, I want you to kind of tell people a bit about yourself, who you are, right, in all those aspects. I know that yes, you're a speaker extraordinaire. You're a storytelling. What's the term? Storytelling consultant.
technologist. How about
Technologist.
that?
I love that.
Yes, sir.
Put it all
Yes, sir.
together. I love that. Storytelling
Yeah,
technologist. And then, of course, you use live streaming, and you use live streaming techniques in your business
yeah.
practices, in your public speaking, and all those good things. So talk to people a little bit about those pieces, and then we'll get to the second question, which is, how did you get started? So let's talk. Let's hear a bit about RK3.
Yeah. So the snapshot is my business there are two sides of our business. Kinetic Communications is our trading company. And in that company, we work with corporate leaders, teaching them how to deliver critical messages with confidence and how to engage their teams more effectively through the use of storytelling. On the other side, we have what we call the Storytellers Growth Lab. And in the Growth Lab, we work with small business owners and coaches, consultants, teaching them how to gain more visibility through the use of storytelling, especially on video. So
Nice.
that's the overview of the story in a nutshell,
man. But you left out some pieces, man. I mean, so you
I did. I did. We only have an hour.
Okay, you talked about kinetic you talked about kinetic communications, you talked about Storytellers Growth Lab, but just tell people a little bit about, so what's day to day look like for you, and then of course, how do you incorporate live streaming into what you do currently?
Yeah. So day to day, it varies from day to day. I think I treat the corporate side of business quite a bit different than I do the small business side, and I dedicate some time to each daily. Now, and my team works a little bit differently. So there's a portion of the day where I'm like, yeah, we're making calls, we are sending out LinkedIn requests, and the corporate side, we stay on LinkedIn mainly.
Okay.
So how does live streaming work there for us? So on Monday morning, I have what I call the Monday morning get up show. And that's really about inspiration, motivation, helping people to start their week off right. And so I do that on LinkedIn. I do that on Instagram Live. I do that on all the platforms because that's kind of like the tone setter for the week.
Yeah.
And so after that, I have a podcast called the What's My Story podcast. And I invite people on who have stories and businesses. And the goal of the show is for people to see how people took some mess in their lives, or how they took something in their lives, a pivotal moment in their lives, and turned that into success for themselves. And so I don't do that on LinkedIn. That's on the RK3 TV YouTube channel. That's on Facebook typically. And of course, we just go to Twitter for bonus. But yeah. So those are the two main things that happen on Monday. Now, previously, I used to do a show called The Storyteller Show on LinkedIn with a buddy of mine, Chris Bartley.
Oh,
and,
nice.
Time didn't really work out for us for that, but I'm getting ready in 22 to launch another show that is specifically for corporate. And we're going to be tackling trends of the day and the stories behind those trends. So it's really about how to, what's happening in the world, and then how do you connect that to what you need to be able to the story you need to tell in your office with your teams, and how to engage and move them to action based on that. So we're kind of weaving all this stuff in, man.
No, man, that's good. And one of the things I love is that you are utilizing all of the things, right? Sometimes people are like, well, I don't really know how to niche down because I don't really want to pick one thing. I want to do more than one thing. And I love that you're sharing with people. You can find ways and platforms. I want to be clear on this, fam, so what he's doing on LinkedIn is different than what he's doing on Facebook or YouTube. And so that content is specific because it is geared toward a specific profile, a specific person, a specific avatar. And so what you offer on different platforms can be different than what you're doing on your more broader platforms. And that's how you find your spaces, right? So for me, You know, I like to speak as well. In fact, it's a passion of mine is to be on stage. And so that's something that I'm learning and I'm building up, and I'm going to reserve my LinkedIn space for that part of what I do, thought leadership, some of the coaching stuff that I do, so all of that piece will be over there. Got some books in the works. All of that stuff will be over on LinkedIn. But my media and tech piece, gear reviews, all that stuff was going to be here on YouTube, and then of course on Amazon Live, which is the topic of our show today. RK3, take a second and just tell people, like, so okay, live streaming and content creation.
Yeah.
We heard all the different things you're talking about, but like, how did you get started? What was that initial thing? Or what does that story look like that brought you to where we see you at today? How did you, what's the origin story is what we like to say.
So it didn't start last year in the pandemic. And sometimes we kind of think things develop all of a sudden. So I actually want to tie my answer in with something you just mentioned, where people are struggling with niching down. So one of the things, especially, it depends on where you are in business. If you've been doing it for a little bit and you have certain things established, it's okay to be broader. It's okay to be a little bit wider. But if you're just getting started, if you have not really solidified one thing yet, then yes, I want to recommend that you try to niche down as quickly as you can, because that's going to get you some momentum. That's going to get you some traction. Now, as far as when I started, so content creation really started with podcasting for me. And that was back in like 2012, 2012, when I started my first podcast on Google Hangouts, dude.
Oh, man. Priceless. Google Hangouts for the win.
Yeah. Yes, sir. I did. And so what happened was, a lot of people, I heard people doing podcasts, and everybody was doing these audio podcasts. And I was like, I didn't want to do just an audio podcast. I wanted to do a video podcast, but I also wanted it to have some production. So, dude, I got an iMovie. I made some stingers. I made bumpers. I made these little things, and I had things queued up, and I was pressing buttons. So when my guests came on the show, they had music, they had intro movies playing. And so quite a few of the guests that I had on early, and I mean, I wasn't an influencer in any way. I mean, I didn't know people, but I was able to get people like Tom Ziegler on the show, man. like Chris Brogan. I mean, this is like early on, dude. And like, I remember Chris Brogan came on the show, and Chris Brogan's like this big dude, like influencer before we had influencers online, like super tech guy. And I had him on the show, and I had this music play. I had the stinger. And he's like, yo, I've been on like tons of podcasts, but dude, you got this production thing happening, right? And this is like 10 years ago.
Wow.
It was like 10 years ago. So I'm like doing this thing, not even knowing what I'm doing with it exactly, but already beginning to stand out because I'm not willing to do just the average audio podcast.
Got it. That is dope. And what I love about what you're sharing is that, okay, what happened there? What I love about what you're sharing is that we get a chance to hear that process, right? We get a chance to see for ourselves, okay, what does that look like? A lot of people that are watching, some of them are in varying stages, right? Some of them have already begun, right? They've got some stuff out there. They're wondering how can they differentiate themselves. But then there are others who are out there like, I haven't started yet, and I'm not really certain how I should get started. And so it's these stories, it's this piece right here. Okay, here's all the things that I'm doing now, but here's my origin story. And my origin story is a prompt for you to be able to know that because I was able to start like this, you can start too.
Yeah.
I see Monty Weaver in the comments is saying, yo, Google Hangouts, and he put the laugh emoji. Listen, Google Hangouts used to get it done, man. So and what I love is that you were intent on creating a experience for your guests and for your podcast listeners that was unique. That was something that even the guests could say, I've never done it like this before. And so that's the thing that I love about live streaming as well as podcasting, content creation as a whole, is that we can bring our full selves to this space. We don't, just because your content may be one thing does not mean you cannot be creative and fun and really push the boundaries of what you see happening in your particular vantage point in your particular space. That's why I do my show the way I do my show, right? Because I learned not only from people like RK3 and Pierre and others that I've watched along the way. I've learned from them, but you can bring your full self to these spaces as well. Man, this is good. This is good. This is good. Like I said,
I put in the private chat just now. I had uploaded that one of those original podcasts to my YouTube channel. So I just put it in. This is the one with Chris Brogan that I was telling you about. We can like play it later or whatever.
I'm putting it in the chat, and just for people to be able to see. I just put it in the chat for those who are on YouTube. At least on YouTube, you'll be able to see that. Don't click the link now though, and I'll add it to the description of the video so people can watch it there. But that's so amazing, man. Listen, this is the audience question. We want to put that up real quick for everybody to be able to kind of resonate around. We're coming into the crux of what we want to dive into today. And this is my question to you as the audience. You can see it on the screen. The question is, have you ever heard of or used Amazon Live? And I'm going to add to it a little bit by saying, have you used it either as a viewer and have you used it as a watcher? So let us know in the comments right now. Have you used Amazon Live? Do you know what it is? Have you experienced? I mean, some of you guys are watching on my channel. Some of you are watching on some of RK3's channels. I know we're simulcasting right now, but if you have experienced or watched Amazon Live, definitely would love for you guys to tell us in the comments if you know what it is, if you've watched, or if you have actually gone live on the platform, because that's what we want to chat about here in a second or two. I know for me, my first experience with Amazon Live was this Carla. I can't remember the name of she does I guess makeup and clothing. And so because we have a shared, you know how we do the Prime account. So we have a shared account. Well, I have a shared account with my wife. And so she started following this person. And so every now and again, I would get these notifications that somebody's live. I'm like, what in the world is happening on Amazon Live? Why am I getting notifications that somebody's live on here? So there's some people who decided to really step into that water really early on. That was my first experience with it, but I never found them to be live while shopping on the platform. So that has changed drastically. And let me be clear, for the time that I have been using or have been an Amazon influencer accepted into that program, for that time frame, even from the time I started in August till now, things have drastically changed. I mean, drastically changed. And so it's been amazing. I know we have Monty Weaver in the comments. Monty is the person who got me.
He's the rock star.
Absolutely.
He's the Amazon Live guru.
He got me started.
We have Monty on this show.
He got me started.
I'll come in and I'll take notes.
No. Listen, I'm going to have Monty back. There's no doubt about it. He's got to be on the show. But he got me started, and so we appreciate him, and he has a whole group that's created just for Amazon Live creators. I see Geraldine is in the comments. Living Water Quilter is her tag on YouTube, and she says, yes, I have gone live on Amazon. So she is accepted into that program. She has the ability to go live, which is so cool. And just, for the rest of you guys, let us know as things continue along the way here in our conversation. Monty, we thank you. David says that's so cool. Listen, we're gonna play a quick promo. Which one are we gonna play here? Okay, we're gonna play a quick promo for our remote production masterclass, and when we come back, we're gonna deal with our third and fourth questions that we're going to pose to Robert, and we're going to galvanize around. But while we play this, continue to talk to us in the comments about whether or not you have used Amazon Live. On December 12th from noon to 2 p.m., we'll have our third and final masterclass of the year on remote production. So you've learned your streaming platform of choice, and you got your hours in by producing your own show, and someone asked you along the way, hey, can you produce a show for me? Tell me, how did that go? Did you know what to charge at first? Or did you know how to set up their destinations in your streaming platform? Did you know what digital assets to create or ask them to create? Overlays, graphics, videos? How many meetings did you have with them prior to the event or show? What's the difference between a producer and an event planner, right? Who's managing advertising? What's a realistic time frame to prepare? Man, these are all relevant and critical questions that I'll help you develop answers to in the masterclass. I've done productions with as few as 5 viewers and others productions with as many as 6,000 viewers. What I'm sharing is that I've learned a thing or two along the way, some procedural, some process related, some technical, and I'll be sharing that with you in the masterclass. Grab your tickets today at kirkarnugent.com/masterclass, and let's figure out how it all works. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Hoping that we can get some of you guys to join us in the masterclass this Sunday, noon to 2 p.m., December 12th. $67 gets you a seat. We will be talking about remote production, but today we're talking about Amazon Live, and so the prompt on the screen says, let's talk about Amazon Live and how you're using it in your content strategy. So I know we're going to give, a priority to our guest, which is RK3, to chat about this and chat about some of the things that he's using it to do. But I do want to talk through, just kind of prime that pump a little bit. Amazon Live is essentially a crowdsourced home shopping network. Like, that's the best way I can describe it for people. One of the major purposes for Amazon Live is for the audience, right? You come to the platform because you're shopping. You don't necessarily come there because you're looking to watch TV, or you're coming there to see somebody sell something. You're coming there because you're shopping. And so there are ways for you to be able to find influencers, people who are talking about their stuff, as you are shopping, right? So you go on a different product page, you may go down a little bit, and where it has that little bar of items that it's like suggested, one of those things might be somebody who's live. And the reason why they'll pop up there is because somewhere in their carousel is the item that you're looking at, right? So whatever product page you're on, they will have that item in their carousel. And so you could go to their live stream, you can jump in the comments and say, hey, I'm looking at that thing, and I would love for you to give me a little bit more information on that. So I know for me, when I go live on Amazon, what I try to do is prioritize those questions. One of the things that I always say to the audience multiple times throughout, anything I do as a live show on the platform, I will say, what are we shopping for today? What are we shopping for today? And then the other thing that I do, because the platform is so new, is that I always say to folks how they can support me, right? How can you follow how this whole thing works? Because a lot of folks stumble into the live. Like, I can't tell you how many times I'll be live on Amazon and somebody will say in the comments, I didn't even know this existed. I didn't even know this was a thing. So definitely want to make sure you guys have that context. This is what Amazon Live is all about. And so because RK3 has an audience, Amazon Live gives him the ability to not only have a shop page, right, which has links to things that he uses in different aspects of his business or product production, or I say not product, content creation, and then also things that he just has generally around his home. So it doesn't even have to do anything to do with your business. It could be just something you absolutely love. Like, I love this desk. There's nothing technical about this desk, but I love this desk, and this is a desk that I got from Amazon, and so I can advertise a little bit about the desk. And the whole point is, in fact, one of the rules is, if you're going to be on Amazon Live, you do have to have the gear or whatever it is you're advertising. Like, so if I'm talking about, the Sigma 16mm lens, I physically have to have it. I can't just say, hey, I love this lens, and I don't physically have it with me to show it to you and say, hey, this is what it looks like. So that's one of the rules. And one of the things that I always say here, of course, I'm going to come to you, RK3, I know I'm talking a lot, but one of the things I always say to other creators is, this is not a bad thing. Let me tell you why.
Right.
Because what that means to all of the sellers on Amazon Live, a couple million, to be honest, that they have to send their products to the influencers. If you want me to talk about your product, you got to send it to me. Amazon made it a rule. So
Yeah.
either I bought it because I love it and I'm going to talk about it anyway, or you want me to talk about it, go ahead and send it to me. I'm just going to point at this
Yep.
mic right now, right? Yeah. Amazon Live. The MV7X, they went ahead and sent it to me. And so you can think through all of the ways that you can kind of add this to your structure. This is not your normal, let me put out a little video on Amazon Live because I want to talk about, tying blue ribbons in my dog's hair. Unless that blue ribbon is sold on Amazon or the dog is sold on Amazon, don't do that on Amazon Live, because the whole point there is that people want to buy with confidence. So if they're going to buy with confidence, they want to be able to ask some questions about the product from somebody who has it before they make their purchase. That's what I love about it, and it's ingenious. So RK3, talk to us about how you are including it in your content strategy.
So I'm gonna go back further as well, because I think a lot of times people are nervous about this whole, why should I get on Amazon, or am I gonna have to spend a lot of money? So you just said, hey, Amazon is now requiring you to have the product, right? And that's something that they changed in the last 3-4 months, right? So going back further, Kirk just mentioned the strategy of people sending you stuff. And sometimes we kind of talk ourselves out of the game because we're like, man, I've got to have this huge audience. I've got to have hundreds of people watching me in order for me to get some stuff. Here's how my very first business started. My wife and I were talking in our bedroom about our budget. And she was like, dude, you're spending too much money on CDs. Now, I don't remember how I figured it out, but I figured out, I was like, I got to have my CDs, right? I got to have my music. I'm a musician.
It's non-negotiable.
I got to have it. So I figured out that I could call the A&R representatives at record companies and the PR companies and say, hey, I want to interview your artist. And they would send me free CDs, right? And this is like early 2000s. This is like 2001, 2002.
That's so dope.
So this is how my first business started. So we added this online radio station to the site, and then we started to get advertising, monetization, and all that. So, and I started out with no audience, right? I just literally called them up and was like, hey, I'd like to interview your artist, please. They were like, what's your website? I said, hold on, let me call you back. I learned the HTML in 2 days and built the site.
Right? And then called them back.
Let me call you back. So it's something similar. It's really about you deciding that you're going to put in the work and being consistent with the stuff, because your audience is going to grow based on the consistency.
With the consistency. You said something right there. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I started doing Amazon Lives this summer. And I started to do it, and it was kind of, I came across something I think Monty was doing, and he was like, this Amazon Live thing. I was like, what are you talking about? Right. So I said, it's summertime. We're in COVID. Let me try some stuff.
Try this out.
I started. Yeah. I said, let me try it out. I did my influencer application, got in as rising star. Right. So I start going live. I start doing these things. I meet David Wynn, New Utechpia, and we do some stuff together. Yeah. So we start doing some stuff together, and I'm just kind of figuring this thing out. But I'm keeping this going like week after week. After a few months, I'm starting to get these emails from companies that are like, hey, can you do this stuff? Now, the bulk of them I said no to, because it was like products that had nothing to do with what I do, right? Yeah. There were some of them that they were like, hey, go to our page and choose any products and we'll send it to you. And then you can do a show on it. So, there's one company I remember, I was going through their stuff, and they had like home products, and it was like nothing really, but I saw these 3 products that they had. They had these like little Christmas strip lights, and they had a Bluetooth headset. I was like, okay, yeah, that kind of fits what I do. Yeah. So I said, let me do something with that. Right. So, I got companies that called about like microphones. So there's this one company here, Point Source Audio. Nice. Right. They sent me a headset lavalier mic. Right. And I did some stuff with it, and some people posted in the Let's Get Live group the other day because they had me on their Instagram page.
Oh,
So
wow.
you know, right? So and it was just like a random video. I got the thing. I did a little quick video with it, and they did like a sponsored ad with it.
Nice.
So this is just you being consistent. So your question that you're asking is, how do I use Amazon as a part of my content strategy? Well, over the last 2 years, as business has morphed because of COVID, I went from just saying, hey, listen, I'm a speaker, or I teach people about communication, to kind of really pulling back into some of the stuff that I love, because for as long as I remember, people have always asked me about technology.
That's it.
They just do. They're like,
that's it.
I go to church or whatever. They're like, I don't know how to do this. Go ask Bobby. Right? I'm like, what are you talking about? Why are you even coming to me? How did you even know? They're like, I don't know. Somebody said. So I started to just say, okay, storytelling, technology. Hold on.
Let's make them work. Right.
Yeah. So it was like, now that's when I kind of developed, okay, yep, I work with people on the techniques and technologies of storytelling. So now it's like, okay, you got to go live, you got to present, you got to look good in a virtual space. I can teach you how to deliver the story, but if I teach you how to deliver the story and you don't have a stage, if you don't have a platform, an effective platform, and you don't look professional on that platform while you're doing it, then you lose your audience. Or you could get an audience, but would you rather just get an audience, or would you want to stand out for that audience from everybody else that's doing content?
Yeah.
So that's kind of where all of this stuff kind of came in, and it's like, okay, yeah, you telling people what I do, and not because I'm this guru at it, but it's just I'm learning. I love to learn. I love to test stuff. I love to mess with stuff.
Yeah.
And so as I purchase it, as I mess with it, I'm like, hey guys, hey, this is what I'm using. This is what I'm doing. This is my latest monitor, y'all. Hey y'all, I got this Logitech Brio camera. Check this out.
Check this out.
Whatever. I don't need it, but I got it. Oh, I got this new lens for my Lumix. Hey, check this out. I got a Stream Deck. Hey, check this out.
One of the things that I absolutely love about what RK3 is saying is that, and we do this, right? RK3, we do this all the time with people that we're walking through the process of trying to figure out what is my thing. I'm working with some coaching clients right now, and it's like we're in that beginning phase of understanding your niche, right? And one of the things I like to say to them is, of course, we want to narrow it down to just 3 major umbrellas. You can put multiple things underneath those umbrellas, but you want to narrow it down to 3 big ones, and you want to start unsure. And so I'm just kind of giving them permission to get started. But one of the things I always do with them is go to your friend group and ask them, what do you know me for? What, like, name association, like Bobby Kennedy, what? And so you just said a second ago, as long as I've known myself, people are always asking me about tech and gear. And it's like, let me lean back into the thing that I'm naturally known for, right? This is an area of my life, a thing that I do that I just naturally do without even trying. It's one of the things that why I thought, for me at least, Amazon Live was a natural fit, because that's me. I love tinkering, getting something new, turning it upside down, breaking it, putting it back together, and saying, okay, this is what this thing does, and have my own official stamp of, like, this is Kirk's opinion on this product. But this is what is so great about content creation. What's so great about stepping into a new space and trying something new is you get to bring your full self to that space. Another thing that he said, it's kind of on my t-shirt, he said, be consistent. It's the middle word right here. Be consistent. That consistency. And I see that Monty put in the chat, the emails. So he put the emails in the chat, right? Because he said emails start dropping in. Everything that he's saying, absolutely the truth. I cannot tell you how many emails I have in my inbox right now. I was talking to my VA, like, okay, just help me parse through these, because she's looking at them like, I don't know nothing about this. But what is happening is, because of the consistency, because you are talking with passion about something that you would normally do. Like, even if no cameras was on, me and RK3 would talk about microphones and cameras and lenses and all that stuff. Like, we would naturally talk about that stuff. And because you have this skill of being able to live stream, this is a space that, in my opinion, it's handpicked for you. I mean, you don't have, when we talk about, you know, doing the whole remote production thing, that's another area that you can be in because you have this live streaming skill. Well, another area that you can be in because you have this skill is being able to go live. Now, I got a chance to talk to a whole group of Amazon sellers. I didn't even get a chance to talk to Monty about this. I got a chance to talk to an entire group. I don't even want to tell you how many people were in that group. Sellers, Amazon sellers. And these folks were saying, I can't leverage Amazon Live because I don't even know the first thing about live streaming. And I've never done anything on camera. I have a product, I have a shop on Amazon. I'm selling, I'm making good money, but I would love to get my stuff in front of more people. You see?
Bro, what are we doing? Let's go.
That's what I'm talking.
Bro.
So what
boot
I'm saying,
camp next week. Let's go.
Let's go. And this is the thing. What I want people to make that connection for is, number one, it doesn't need to be manufactured or fake. If this is not your space, no, there's no big deal. There's no problem. But if you already have the skill of how to live stream, you already have monetized the links that are in the description of your video. Because as soon as you show up, people are going to ask you, hey, what lens is that? Hey, what camera are you using? It doesn't matter if it's a Logitech. It doesn't matter if it's a no-name Chinese brand webcam. People want to know what it is, and you put that link in your description. If you're already doing that, why not go live simply to talk about the things that you're already using at home? If we were in a physical room right now and I said, okay, there's 21 people watching. If we were in a physical room right now and I said, if you have ever ordered something from Amazon, please raise your hand. Every single hand would go up. And if your hand is up, you have something to showcase on Amazon Live. And if you don't have permission or, approval to go live on Amazon yet, then you need to get with somebody like me or RK3 or Geraldine or Monty and jump on our show and bring whatever it is you have to highlight on the platform and talk to people about your experiences. Get some what did we call that? We'll get some of those hours under your feet so that you can get used to what is it like being on there and fielding questions and all that other good stuff. In fact, we're going to go live on Amazon in a little bit. I don't know how we're going to work it out because let me tell you, today has not been a good tech day for either of us. Like it's been falling apart behind the scenes. It's been falling apart the entire show, but we're going to go live in a little bit to kind of showcase that a little further. But before we do that, we have one final question. Here's our final question. I'm putting it on screen now. I see that we have a question from David Hunt in the comments. Do you have any Sony cameras? Do you have any Sony
Kirk
cameras?
does.
I have one or two, just one or two. But the question we want to put on the screen is, what are the opportunities we're realizing with Amazon? And we kind of answered this already, but I don't know if you want to expound on that a little further, Robert. Sometimes I go between the different worlds. Family called you Bobby. Some others call you Robert. Others call you RK3. But at any rate, opportunities abound. And look. Let me put this one on screen. This is Monty Weaver's last comment. He says, "Opportunity, opportunity." Opportunities abound. And one of the things I always say to folks as you're doing your live video strategy, as you're coming up with your things, is you want to move forward unsure. It's okay to start unsure, but you need to be sensitive to the open doors. Essentially what I'm saying is you need to be sensitive to the opportunities that present themselves. Amazon Live absolutely has presented a myriad of opportunities for me. I mean, there is a box behind the camera right now full of gear that I was sent for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. All gear that, and let me be clear, there, as Bobby Kennedy said, there is gear that people hit me up about that I've never heard of before and probably don't fit within my niche. Like, I would not be an expert to talk about that thing. But the stuff that is in this box behind my camera right now, that stuff is all stuff that I would use today. And in fact, some of them have made their way into my studio in multiple different ways. And so there are opportunities. Some people, you may be wondering, how do I get the next camera? maybe Amazon Live is that opportunity.
Yeah.
You know, because
Yep.
maybe your ability to review things and answer people's questions on Amazon is the way that you now approach that brand for a deal and say, hey, I'd love to start highlighting some of your content and your products on my Amazon Live show, but I'm going to need some of those products in-house in order to showcase them. You see what I did there?
Yeah.
So those are some of the, I want to make sure that people understand these are the opportunities. RK3, what are some of the opportunities that you've been seeing with Amazon?
Well, I was going to say, I mean, I think we're shy sometimes about asking the question to companies. I mean, this world is a large marketplace, and every last business that's out there, there's one thing that they're all searching for: eyeballs. That's the one thing that they're all searching for: eyeballs. Period.
That's it.
And you're thinking like, okay, yeah, I got to be this huge influence. They're searching for eyeballs. I mean, if you only have 20 eyeballs in your space, right? That's assuming you know people with 2 eyeballs each. That's only 10 people. So if that's all of the eyeballs you have, you may not be able to get the biggest. You may not be able to call up LG and say, "Hey, can you send me your 50-inch ultra wide?
Come on.
I'd like to share it with these 10 people." But you can probably call them up and say, "Hey, I've got these 10 people and they've been on my show for the last 6 weeks straight, and they come and they buy stuff.
Yeah.
You know, what can you send?" And they're like, "Okay, yeah, let's, they'll compensate, or they'll send something that's smaller and work up to something that's larger." So the opportunities that we're realizing is really helping us to gain consistency ourselves. But the opportunities are there if you kind of think, okay, what is step 1? What is step 2? What is step 3? We're not going to jump into step 10 right from jump. But if I'm patient, if I'm consistent, if I'm willing, courageous enough to reach out to do certain things, then step 1, step 2, step 3 is going to get me to step 10 eventually. So we just got to start there.
One of the things I love about having people like RK3 on the show is that they're just, unintentionally just dropping these golden gems all throughout the show. Because honestly, if you didn't catch it, he just said right there is you have to train your eye to see opportunity.
Yep.
Because what? Okay, I'll give the example that I'll pull from the example we used before. Some people saw the mandate from Amazon saying you now have to have the product in order to showcase the product as a bad thing. Some people saw it as an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
You have to train your eye to see opportunity. And this is far bigger than Amazon, right? This is far bigger than Amazon Live or any one platform. You've got to train your eye to see opportunity.
Can we share something real quick?
Go ahead, please.
Can we share something real quick? So without being scandalous, I want to share something. Right?
Please. Hey, and I'm down for the scandalous.
Have you ever bought something from a store and then returned it?
Yeah, I have.
Right. So, yeah, without saying much more than that.
Hey, yeah. Without saying much more than that, you have to train your eyes to see opportunity. My goodness, that is priceless. When you put RK3 and Kirk in the same room, it's going to be a problem. Man, listen. I don't know if you guys have any questions. We're right at that point now where we want to take some of your questions really quickly, and then we want to, of course, make sure that you guys are able to take advantage of RK3 and all his greatness. I want to run one thing real quick because I want you guys to know about this thing that we're doing, and then we're going to show RK3's website. So let's do that right now. Make a statement, start a conversation, buy a t-shirt. Go to howitallworks.com/shop today. Looking for marketing opportunities for your business? Consider being a show sponsor for How It All Works. Sponsor packages include a company shout out during announcements, your business name and website in the show ticker, and a mention in the show credits. platinum and gold sponsor packages are available. Email info@howitallworks.com for more information. Oh yes, oh yes. Look at this site right here. Speak up like a leader. Speak up, Speak out, speak up with confidence. I love this site. I love this site right here. I love this. I love this. I love this. I love this. And so this is where you can find him. This is robertkennedy3.com. I want to make sure that our audience knows where they can find him. We've put this, I think this link is in the description on wherever you're watching, right? Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, wherever you're watching right now, it is in the description of the video. So we want to make sure you guys are able to jump on the site and look into some of the things that he has going on here. And we want to make sure you're able to follow what he's doing, right? We want to make he talked about some of the shows that he has already happening on his channel. We want to make sure you're able to take advantage of some of those as well. A lot of golden nuggets, a lot of great content, interesting, engaging content. And if you ever, I mean, some of the questions I get all the time about from folks, you know, in their trepidation of wanting to be a speaker, but not necessarily wanting to be on camera, this guy can help you learn how to tell that story, how to relay that message with confidence. And I love that. Love that. Love that. Love that. David is doing his great work in the comments. I just love our moderators tonight. They're doing great work. This is our Q&A time, but I'm gonna turn it over to RK3 for him to tell folks, you know, what kind of projects you got going on. How can people find you, follow you? Is there something specific that you're pushing right now? Talk to us a little bit, man.
Well, right now we are getting prepped for the new year. So the Storytellers Growth Lab is where it's at. So if you go to storytellersgrowthlab.com, you can find me there. You can join our Storytellers Growth Lab community there. We've got some launches that are happening at the beginning of the year. We are having a summit, and Kirk Nugent doesn't know it fully yet, but he's a part of that summit.
Let's do it.
We kind of spoken about it kind of
we
casually,
have.
but we didn't formalize that. But that's going to be happening in early February. So
right.
that's it.
No, I don't want to cut you off, but for my replay squad and for those that are watching currently, his I think this is his handle on all social media, but I specifically always put the handle for Instagram underneath the guest's name. So if you're looking at the screen right now, you're seeing Robert Kennedy. Underneath his name, you have his handle for Instagram and probably for some of his other socials as well. This website, Storytellers Growth Lab, that I put on the screen right now, that I will also add to the description for my replay squad. And for those who are watching right now, if you come back, you're like, man, I want to catch up with Bobby. How do let me go back to that video, because Kirk said he's going to put it in the description. That's correct. I'm going to put it in the description so you can catch that right there. You're going to say something, Bobby. What's up?
No. I was just saying I'm Robert Kennedy 3 on all social media as well.
Perfect.
So
perfect. Just like me,
Twitter,
it's Kirk R.
Facebook,
Nugent on everything.
LinkedIn.
I just decided, standardized, man. It's at Kirk R. Nugent on everything. Sometimes it's hard to get that, but I just decided, Kirk R. Nugent on everything.
I'm working on, I try to do it on TikTok, but this one dude got Robert Kennedy 3 on TikTok, and he ain't posted since like 2017. And I'm a little bit mad because the TikTok people won't let me get it.
As I told you before, I wasn't going to say doppelganger, but we don't look alike. There's a guy named Kirk Nugent, and he is a beast. He is a public speaker. He's a poet.
Yes, I know who he is.
Huge on the speaker circuit, working with Les Brown and the likes. And he has kirknugent.com. So I had to put that R in there, man. Kirk R. Nugent. I just branded on everything. Kirk R. Nugent on everything. YouTube, website, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, everything. Kirk R. Nugent. I just decided, all right, since he's got it, I'm going to do the R thing and call it a day. So sometimes it's like that, man. But listen, I want to say a word of thanks to you folks. Some of you have already grabbed your tickets for the after party. I don't know if you have or not. Let me see what we got here. Where's the after party? Live show sponsor. There's a live show sponsor right there. There's the other piece there. I don't even see the after party. Where is it? Oh, here it is. HIAW live show after party. For my supporters on the channel, you guys already have the link that has been sent to you by email. And for the people who are members, if you click the link, it will discount it to free. So definitely go ahead and check that out. We'd love to have you come join us in the after party. And in the after party, we're going to actually go live on Amazon to chat about some gear. So you want to jump in there, you could be in Zoom while we're live on Amazon. All right. That's what we're going to be doing tonight. So definitely come and check us out. We're going to do that in just a minute or two, right as we get ready to close this thing out. I should see my phone dinging right now to tell me that people are buying their tickets to come to the after party. But man, listen, I want to say a word of thanks to Bobby, to RK3 for coming through today. I see you, Gary Jones, in the comments. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us. But Bobby, man, I want to say a word of thanks to you for coming today, hanging out, chatting about Amazon Live, chatting about some of the things that you're doing. One of the things I always say to folks about storytelling in particular, but speaking in general, is that it is an experiential thing. Right. So, and by experiential, I don't mean like you need to have the experience of being able to relay that story. I'm saying people remember how it felt when you said that thing.
That's
right. So for the business person who was pitching in the boardroom, for the content creator who wants to pitch a brand on a sponsor deal, people remember how you made them feel. People remember what it was like to engage with that person. I landed an interview on a major brand, and that podcast interview is set to launch here in the next week or so. And I'll mention more of this later, but I landed that interview partly because of a conversation I had with this person. And that person was like, yo, this guy, I need to have him on my show, because people remember how you make them feel. And the storytelling thing is one of, in my opinion, the most underrated skill sets that you must cultivate as you are looking to continue down the path of this live video journey. So that's one of the things I want to share as we get ready to close it out. RK3, any last words from you?
Yeah, I think I just continuing what you were just mentioning about storytelling just now. I think you and I may take certain things for granted because of our background, as I'm a PK, and you're in the ministry world as well. I think we take storytelling for granted because that's what we grew up with, right? And one of the things that I want to encourage people to do is seek out how to tell better stories, because there's really a formula. There's an order. There's a structure that you use, and it's not just making people feel good, but if you use the structure, if you use the formula, if you use the framework, then it's almost like you can hijack people's brains, and you can almost determine how they're going to feel because you've used that tool of storytelling. So holla at me if you want to figure that framework out.
Now you see why I was showing the website, because I'm like, guys, you need to get yourself in here. You need to make sure you're in the Storytellers Growth Lab. You need to make sure you are tied into some of the things that Bobby is doing, because I'm telling you, I participated in a challenge that he had. I think it was last summer, and we had a phenomenal time. We had a phenomenal time storytelling. And again, it is such a critical partner product, a partner skill set to what you're going to be doing with live streaming. Man, I'm getting emails from Zoom saying that people have entered the room and they're waiting on us. So I'm going to go ahead and end this thing out. But I just want to say one last time, Bobby, as I get ready to close it out, don't go anywhere. First of all, don't go anywhere. Stay right where you are. We're going to enter Zoom together. But I want to say a word of thanks and appreciation to you for being willing to come out and hang out with us today. Talk about Amazon Live, talk about some of the things that you're doing there, but also to share a little bit about you, your story, your journey. And I know I'm already getting messages that has been wildly beneficial for the How It All Works audience.
Love it.
Man, we cannot thank you guys enough for hanging out with us today. Next week, we have Pierre Quinn on the show. We're excited to have him come through. This will not be his first time on the show either, but I'm excited to have him come through. We're going to be talking about LinkedIn Live. We're going to be talking about some of the distinctions between what you can do and how you should do things on LinkedIn, and what you can do and how you should do things on the other platforms. But then we're also going to get into some of his secret sauce as well. If you don't know who he is, start checking him out now. We're going to put a flyer out probably on Thursday. It kind of talks about who he is and some of the stuff that he does. definitely want to make sure that my audience is exposed to the greatness that is Pierre Quinn. But I'm thankful for all that you do and for coming and hanging out with us today. Definitely want to make sure that you guys are locked in with us. We got a lot of content coming down the pike. We got the masterclass coming up this Sunday. We have some new stuff coming, more masterclasses coming in the new year. We're going to continue that trend. Check us out tomorrow for the masterclass preview. And again, it's your boy Kirk Nugent, the Geek Speaker Preacher. Thankful that you're with us today, and we're hoping that we got you a little closer to figuring out how it all works. We'll see you in the next video.